Someone said Steven Universe versus Aang versus Naruto, and how do I even? So first of all, what is Aang doing in here? Like, I understand kind of the like logic behind this. You know, they're all kind of trying to talk it out type of characters, trying to befriend the other guy, trying to redeem them, trying to make their best so they defeat them ideologically and physically only if necessary. Well, Naruto usually defeats people both ways. The physicality of it kind of demonstrates his superior ideology. The only time it doesn't is like against someone like Sasuke in part 1, which is why he can't defeat him, because he can't understand him up until, Jiraiya dies. After Jiraiya dies, he understands Sasuke and he can do it. Aang is kind of a pacifist, nomad kind of guy, so I get it. Okay, whatever. And Steven tries his best to not kill people and not, ruin people. Tries his best to get the best out of whoever he's fighting at all costs. Until he absolutely kills Jasper. And tries to kill the White Diamond as well. But I get it. I get the similarities, but also they have, I guess, something inside them that gives them power. Naruto has Kurama, and Kurama gives him chakra, gives him power, makes him transform into this monster, this fox demon, whatever. Steven has the gem of his mother, which gives him his powers, and ironically enough, by the end of Future, makes him transform into a monster. And then you have Aang, who has the 1,000 avatar spirits within him. Well, more like 100 maybe, but you get what I'm saying. As well as this ancient spirit within him. And at one point he does use the power of, I think it's the ocean spirit, and becomes a kaiju monster as well, like the others. So there are similarities here. And they're also, obviously, main characters. But when you look at it, it's kind of unfair. Because, okay, so we have Aang here. Aang, at the most, you could say that, without being disingenuous and making up some BS arguments, the most you could say about Aang is that Kyoshi can move islands, and he should have, in theory, the same powers she has. Aang himself was able to earthbend a whole town, which is very impressive actually. That's that's very big. And we just see those flashbacks of Yang Chen being able to airbend kilometers of clouds, which is very impressive. Kuruk makes those tidal waves that are gigantic, and that other avatar that I think has a name now, but I don't remember it, the Jafar looking one, literally bursts out 3 or 4 volcanoes and attacks somebody with them. All those feats are natural disaster level. Nuclear bombs are probably less devastating than some of those Avatar State feats. But that's about it. Even when he's combined with the ocean spirit, and even if you say that the Avatar spirit is the strongest, so it's stronger than the moon spirit, which is the moon. According to some calculations, the Avatar world might be way smaller than us, so even the moon might be smaller than our moon. So even at the most, you could say, I don't think you can even argue Aang or the Avatar spirit is moon level. But even then, that argument would be very disingenuous. Because what, now Zhao is moon level because he killed the fish? It's whatever. And even if Rava, for whatever reason, is somehow the strongest spirit, it doesn't show it when it's in the Avatar, because the Avatars have never done anything like earthbend the moon or earthbend the planet. They never done anything like this. The most we've seen from them is those mountain volcano explosions, or like Kyoshi moving a whole island. And then you look at Steven Universe, and you see like the ocean spirit in Avatar doesn't have as big feats as Lapis had in like episode 26 of season 1 of Steven Universe. Like, she could probably single-handedly overpower the ocean spirit, which in Avatar is basically omnipotent when it comes to waterbending, right? You have waterbenders in Avatar, including the Avatar, who do like tidal waves, and they can, move or burst through maybe like icebergs, which is impressive. And then you have Lapis in Steven Universe collecting all of Earth's ocean and creating a freaking water tower out of it. And then obviously there's characters like the Diamonds who are even stronger than her, or characters like Alexandrite who should be stronger than her because they can fight Lapis's fusion, so it makes sense that Lapis's fusion is stronger than herself. So Alexandrite should be able to at least fight Lapis, right? You have also the Diamonds again, as I said, and all those characters are weaker than like Steven into his monster form, and easily you could argue that they're weaker than Steven in his like pink state when his gem is taken out of him. So even if you kill Steven, his pink gem comes out and he is stronger than someone who can like lift the ocean and make a tower out of it, reaching space. And then we get into the Naruto conversation, and it's not even fair. It becomes so unfair. I feel bad talking about it, because like, okay, let's take out of the way the argument of like Kurama can destroy the world that have been made multiple times. Okay, let's say they're hyperbolic, or they're referring to the surface of the planet, or they're referring to like, destroying humanity. They mean it that way, okay? Toneri split the moon in half, and even if you want to say, hey, the moon is not the same as our moon because it's like somewhat hollow inside, it should be way easier than with our moon. Okay, that's fine. But he's also the one who wanted to throw the moon at Earth, and also wanted to survive, or planned to survive the impact. He was confident that he would throw the moon at the planet Earth, destroy it, and he still would be fine. Also, the moon still has to be somewhat resistant, because if you don't remember, it was the thing that was sealing Kaguya away. So when Hagoromo created it, it was definitely not hollow at all, and Hagoromo is on that level of tier of power with like Kaguya and like Naruto and Sasuke and Madara. So these tier of characters can create moons. Naruto and Sasuke actually create another moon to seal Kaguya. Right? Kinshiki comes in Boruto, and one of the guys says, oh, he can straight up split planets with his attacks if he wants to. Like, what are we even talking about at this point? Those arguments don't even rely on Kurama being like planet level or whatever, which is very debatable, obviously, because it's just it could be a hyperbolic statement. But when you have characters like Toneri who wants to throw the moon at the Earth and destroy both, basically, that would destroy the fucking world, and he would be like, yeah, but I would survive. And then you have Naruto Sasuke creating a whole moon, and then you have Kaguya destroying at least a planet, or threatening to destroy a planet before she was stopped. Like, how is that even gonna be comparable to someone like anybody in Avatar? Like, maybe the moon spirit, but even that is not really fair, because Toneri would be strong enough to like just throw the moon into the Earth and destroy it, basically, right? Even if the moon spirit wanted to fight or something. And then you have characters in Steven Universe which are like continental tier, which is like pretty strong, and I'm sure Lapis and Steven and the Diamonds would fare very well against characters like, I don't know, Jubi Obito or Kurama or Hashirama or Base Madara. Like, those characters, yeah, they could fight those characters. But when you talk about Kaguya and Boruto level tier, especially Naruto in Berrien mode as an adult, where he gets this nuclear level power boost that's comparable to A8 somewhat. Going from doing worse than Sasuke to Sasuke not being able to even read his move with the Sharingan, like, yeah, there's no way a Baryon mode, specifically even Naruto, could lose to someone like, Aang or Steven Universe. It's not even a question.